How's everyone doing today? I'd like to welcome everybody back to Glenwood United Methodist Church. And last time we were together, we talked about Financial Peace University, which is a 9-week class done by Dave Ramsey that teaches you about finances and about common sense with money. So today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. This is called the Total Money Makeover. It's a book that Dave Ramsey has written. But in particular about the Total Money Makeover, we're going to talk about the 7 baby steps. And these 7 baby steps can transform your life in regards to finances, in regards to your relationships at home. So we're going to go through that, and we're going to walk through those 7 baby steps, and this stuff that we're going to talk about can change your whole life, can change the lives of your children, and can change your generation for your family. So it's really important, and it's really something great. So first we want to talk a little bit about who is it for. Is Total Money Makeover and the 7 baby steps, is that for me? Is that something that can work with my finances? And what I want to tell you about today is that it doesn't matter if you make $10 million a year or if you make $10,000 or $20,000 a year. No matter where you're at on these 7 baby steps, they can apply to you. It's simply common sense with money and with your finances. So it's very easy and it's for everyone. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about teaching you about it and telling you a little bit about it, and so that you can go and do a little bit more research and learn how to do these 7 baby steps. It's very simple, and that's the reason they call it baby steps, because you can just take those steps one at a time and make it through and have financial peace. So it's really great. Another question a lot of people will ask is, when can I start the Total Money Makeover? When can I use these 7 baby steps? You can start today. All you need to do is read the book, learn a little bit about the 7 baby steps, and it's super easy to get started, but it's not very easy to do. It does take some change. It does take some of your time to learn these steps, but it's very simple, and that's the reason that it's used and called the baby steps. So let's get right into it, and let's go through those 7 baby steps. I'm going to walk you through these 7 baby steps and tell you a little bit about them, and then once you read the book, it'll take you a little bit further. Again, the Total Money Makeover book is how I learned about the 7 baby steps, and it has absolutely transformed my life and transformed the lives of my family when it's done with finances. So step 1 of the baby steps. So we're at baby step 1, okay? And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to save $1,000 in an emergency fund. Okay, so let's take $1,000 and let's get it as fast as we can. So we're going to sell something. We're going to have a yard sale. We're going to do anything we can to get $1,000 in the bank as fast as we can. Once we get that $1,000, you can put it in a jar at your home. You can put it in a savings account. You can put it in a money market if you'd like. That'll be fine. But you want this money, this $1,000 emergency fund, is something that you can get to and that you can get your hands on as quick as possible, just in case something bad happens. $1,000 emergency fund is the reason that it's for, is so that you don't go into any more debt. So if something happens, your tire blows out on your car and you need $300 to get a new tire, or the brakes have gone bad and that's an emergency, or something like that, or something with air conditioner brakes. And you can cover that with your $1,000 emergency fund, and that's for keeping us from going into any more debt. No more credit cards. So that's what we're trying to avoid with a $1,000 emergency fund. And the reason we're talking about debt is because we're going on to step 2. So step 2 of the baby steps is called the debt snowball. And what debt snowball is for is it takes, what you do is you list your debts smallest to largest. And a lot of times you'll hear myths out there and things about interest rates, and we're going to start with our highest interest rate and pay it off first, because mathematically that's the right thing to do. And that's very true. Mathematically, you would take your highest interest and pay those off first because they're costing you the most due to the interest rates. But if we could do math, we wouldn't have gone into debt in the first place. Okay? So we're not going to look at the interest rates. All we're going to do is we're going to list our debts smallest to largest, and we're going to start working them in that order. And the reason, if you owe $50 to your mom, or you owe $100 on a cable bill or something like that, that would be your first debt. Okay, and then if you owe $15,000 on a new car that you had bought, then that's your largest debt. Or student loans is one of the biggest debts out there. That would be your largest debt. And you would start working from that smallest one, work all the way to that largest one. And what the reason it's called a snowball is because you'll make minimum payments on all the others, and you'll start attacking that smallest debt. So once you start attacking that smallest debt, you'll get it paid off pretty quickly. You'll see this is all about change, and this is all about the actions. So you have to change your actions, and you have to change your thoughts about money. So we'll start with that first one, and we'll get intense with it. We'll sell stuff, and we'll have a garage sale. We got our $1,000 emergency fund in baby step 1. Now we're on baby step 2, and we're rocking and rolling. So you get that first smallest one paid off, and you take all the money that you were putting to that smallest one, and you move to that next one on the snowball, on the debt list. So you move to that next one. So you got all that momentum from the first one, and you got a win on that first one, so you're excited about it. So now you move on to that second one, and you start attacking it, and you get it, and then you pay that second one off. So then you take all the money you were working on the first one, putting on the first one, take all the money you were putting on the second one, and you roll it to that third one. So you can see our money that we're putting on these debts is getting larger. Okay, and that's the reason they call it a snowball. Because by the time you get to that last one, you've already paid off 5 or 6 debts, and you're really feeling good about it, and you realize that you can accomplish this goal, and you can get out of debt. So you've got all that momentum going to that next snowball, okay, to that next debt. So that's the whole point in step 2. So now moving on to step 3. In step 3, baby step 3, we go back to our emergency fund. That's $1,000 we left in the bank, or we left it in a jar at home. And we go back to that $1,000, and we're going to fully fund that emergency fund. Okay, so we're going to beef that emergency fund up. It was $1,000 just so we couldn't go back into debt for small things. Now we're going to build that up. And the reason we're going to do this is you're going to take 3 to 6 months. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to take 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So however much it costs you to live for 3 to 6 months. Okay? Figure that up, and by now you'll be doing a budget, so you'll know how much it costs you to live for a month. So you take 3 to 6 months, and you start putting that money, all that money you were putting on those debts, and all that money you were putting on those debts, you're going to take that, and you're going to push it all to this fully funded emergency fund. So it won't take you very long. You'll be real surprised in 6 months or a year, you'll be able to build that money up and have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up in your fully funded emergency fund. 3 to 6 months, for myself and my wife, we have both pretty stable jobs. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. So we'll err to the 3-month side of expenses because we don't foresee anything happening like job loss or anything like that. So we're pretty fortunate. If you are a single income family or something like that, then you would want to err to that 6-month side of the fully funded emergency fund. Because there's more of a chance if you were to lose something or not be able to work for a month or two, then you would need more of that money in there for that safety net. So that's baby step 3. Now, we're done with that stuff. We've built the foundation. Now we can start with our 401k. Okay, we're going to go back to our 401k. Once you start this whole baby step program, you're all about intensity. So we're going to stop our 401ks. We're going to make sure we don't have any refunds from the government at tax time. We're going to make that even so we get more money going in our pockets and paying off our debt every month. So baby step 4, we get to go back to our 401k, and we need to start funding our 401k or our retirement, any kind of retirement. You're going to start funding those investments with 15% of your income. Okay, so that's household 15% of your income is going to retirement savings. That's very important. Okay, we all want to retire with dignity, and time is your biggest friend with money and compounding interest. So we're going to go back to that 401k, and we're going to start doing 15% of our income, household income, going to our 401k and retirement savings. Step 5, baby step 5. All 3 of these is baby step 4, 5, and 6 kind of work together. So once you get these rolling, step 5, baby step 5 is college funding. Okay, so if you have kids, you want to set that up so that every month you're doing the college funding, and so your 401k or your retirement savings and college funding are all working together. So you're saving that money and you're starting to build those funds up to be ready for retirement, be ready for college funding. Baby step 6 goes in conjunction with baby step 4 and 5, and that's pay off your house as quick as you can. This is the reason we only do 15% in our retirement funding, is because we want every bit of extra money we got to go pay off our house. So we want to go as fast as we can. We get all these things done, and we have everything in place so that any extra money that comes in or any extra money that we make on overtime or whatever it is, we're going to use that money to pay off our house and get out of debt completely. That's our goal, is to get out of debt completely. And then the wonderful and my favorite step of all, which I haven't seen yet, but I can't wait to get to it, is baby step 7. And that's to give as much money as you can and build a whole lot of wealth. So we can all imagine what that would be like to have our house paid for, to be debt-free, to have $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 in the bank for an emergency fund, to be funding our 401k, to be doing the college funding, and saving money for the kids' college, and have our house paid for, and then we get to give. And we get to share some of our wealth, and we get to build more wealth and do more investing, and really build, a great chunk of money and be able to give. That's one of the biggest things that myself and my wife like about it is we want to be able to help people and not feel it, other than the greatness, and not feel stressed about it. If somebody needs a helping hand and we see that that's a worthy cause, we would like to give. So that's one reason we're really looking forward to that step 7. And so like I said before, there's 7 baby steps. You can find them in the Total Money Makeover book. It's written by Dave Ramsey. It's something you can start today. Right now, today, you can start your baby steps and help yourself go to that financial peace and to be able to get to that step 7 and really give and make a difference in somebody's life. The biggest thing, it's changed my family's life. And it's really made a huge difference in how we relate with money, how me and my wife talk about money. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to teach my kids these same baby steps, and they won't go through some of the struggles that myself and my wife had to learn and had to go through on our own. So go out there and check it out. It's Total Money Makeover, and I appreciate your time. Have a great day.